What? I'm making a video right now. Can you say hi?
No.
No, you don't want to say hi? I'm talking about mommy and daddy. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a how I met my husband video. I've been wanting to do this for a while and I just haven't, I didn't know how I should do it, so here I am. Originally, I had written it down on a piece of paper and tried to tell a story that way, but then I decided I didn't like it and I did not like how it looked. So I just wrote a few things down in my notebook and I am ready to talk about it today. So this is kind of just basically how we met and everything up until now. I'm mostly doing this video just so I can look back and remember these times because I've been trying to think of how we met for a while and I know I'm missing some key details, or it just took me a while to figure out certain things. So, I mean, I don't have a horrible memory, but you know, just you don't remember every single detail. Like each year, more and more stuff happened in that year and you just forget about things that happen long term. So enough talking, I'm just going to jump right into this video. I am so excited. Alright, so the first thing that I should throw out there is we met in January of 2014. We met at our local community college. We were both in a child development class. He wanted to be a kindergarten teacher and I wanted to be a preschool teacher. The first day of school was when I met him, obviously, so it was like the second week in January. Our teacher had us introduce ourselves to the class and he had said that he wanted to be a kindergarten teacher. He wanted to be a father figure to the kids who don't have fathers or who, you know, need that person in their life. And I just thought that that was the sweetest thing ever. Like, I've never heard a guy talk that way about kids or about his career or what he wanted to do. And I remember telling the girl who sat next to me, which I knew her from like school, but we haven't talked in a while. So, but I remember telling her that I was going to marry him and didn't even meet Kevin yet. I just had heard what he said and saw how sweet he was, and I told her I am going to marry him. I knew it. I just knew that I was going to marry him. He just seemed so sweet. He seemed like the guy I wanted. He was a godly man. He was very passionate about what he wanted to do. He worked with kids. He wanted to continue working with kids. What more could you ask for? So that is how that's how it all started, basically. And little did I know that he had a crush on me. He thought I was pretty. He liked my smile. And it's just funny how it all worked out. And I'm so excited for our kids to get older and for us to be able to share a story with them. I remember just like some quirky little things I used to do. I used to like lean my chair back and I sat like on this side of the class and he sat on that side. And I'd lean my chair back and look over at him and be like, but he didn't even see. And I just wanted his number so bad. I was trying to figure out ways to... I get so like smiley and goofy because I just remember those times so well and I wanted his number so bad. So then a week later, our teacher wanted us to do this huge project and it was going to take the whole semester. So from January to May was going to be this whole project. So we had to put our names in like the groups that we wanted to. So I think there was like 4 or 5 groups or maybe 6 groups online where she posted this thing and you were able to choose what group you wanted to be in. It was based off of early childhood, so you had to go to a daycare and do these things. Anyways, I put myself in a group and the closing time was like the next morning or next afternoon, something like that. And Kevin was the last person to put his name down because he had work that night and he like worked a night shift, so he knew he was going to be late anyways. So we all put our names in and I guess Kevin was able to see like who was in each group, and since I had already put my name down somewhere, he saw that I was in that group. So what he did was he purposely put himself in my group so he can get my number, and that was such a genius plan because if he didn't do that, I don't think we would have ever met. So he put his name in my group so he could purposely just get to know me and talk to me and get my number, which that is the cutest thing ever. And a week later, we had to kind of meet with our groups. It was like a Tuesday. So the last day was a Thursday, and that was when we were supposed to put our names in our groups. And then that following Tuesday, we were supposed to meet with our groups, get each other's numbers, and just talk about what we were going to do for that project. So we did. We had 2 other people in our group. They were just 2 girls. It was just me, Kevin, and those 2 girls. And I should add this, that Kevin was one of 3 guys in our class, so there was a class full of girls. So he chose me out of all these girls, which, what does that tell you? So we got each other's number, and I remember I was so nervous, like I didn't know how to work my phone. I had just switched over to like a new phone, and I was like, I don't know how to work this, and I was just so embarrassed because my phone was just taking forever. So got each other's number, and then that afternoon, right after class, he had texted me, and I was so happy. I was so excited. And then we just kept talking, and we finally started hanging out, and I remember we first hung out at my friend Taylor's house. I was nervous to kind of hang out with him alone, so we hung out at my friend Taylor's house, which I always went to Taylor's every day after school anyways. So we hung out for the first time there, and after that he started walking me to my car every day after class, and he would open the door for me and kiss me goodbye. And then we would go to Subway every week, and we would just hang out there, and we would, I don't know, it was so cute. We were just so like in love, and we had so much fun together. Moving on. We got pregnant about a month into our relationship. I probably should have added this. So we started dating officially in March 1st of 2014 to be exact. And then a month later we got pregnant, and then we didn't find out that we were pregnant until May of 2014. And I was already about 6 weeks pregnant then, and I was so scared. I had a feeling that I was pregnant, but I didn't know for sure. Like I had a few symptoms, I missed my period and whatever. So then I went to the doctor, and they confirmed through a blood test that I was pregnant, and then we had the first ultrasound at exactly 6 weeks. We were scared. We were only 19, and we didn't know what to do. We didn't meet each other's parents. We were scared. We didn't know what to do. So we obviously decided to stay together, and we obviously decided to keep the baby. There was no question about that. Like, there's no other option for us. So we, you know, had to face this, and we had to tell our parents, and it was not easy to tell our parents, and there was just a huge like fight, and it was just like, I don't know, it was just scary. And I don't like to think back about that time because just like a negative thing, and I looked at where we are now, and just so much has changed for the better, and life is so much more positive now since all that happened. So a few months in, I had really bad morning sickness, and I was just miserable. I wouldn't eat. I was losing weight. The doctors were concerned. So my mom decided to invite us into her home. So I was living with my dad at the time. Kevin was living with his parents, and my mom decided to let us live at her home to kind of make sure that I was eating and to take care of me, and just so I could be around other people just in case anything ever happened, because Kevin was still working at night and my mom was just concerned. So we were very blessed that she invited us into her home and let us live there for free. We didn't have to pay for anything, so that was really nice. But it was stressful at times. My parents were kind of mad at Kevin just because of the whole situation and how it happened. It was kind of like blaming him, which obviously it wasn't just his fault, and it wasn't his fault. You know, it's not a negative thing to be mad about. It was such a positive thing, because in the end we're all happy and we love Liam, and now we have 2 beautiful kids. But anyways, so they were just kind of upset. So there was a lot of fighting. We were very stressed. We wanted to get out of the house, and I never had a really good relationship with my mom anyways, so it was hard to move back there after having not lived there for 2 years. But it was something that we needed to do, and it was best for me and for my pregnancy. So we did, and we lived there until about May, so we almost a year, like 9 months I think, maybe a little bit more. But we stuck it out. We had no choice. We couldn't afford anywhere else. But anyways, so then we got engaged in December of 2014. Actually, it'll be 4 years, 2014, 3 years this year. Oh, wow, I'm really bad at math. 3 years since we got engaged, and it was just a perfect night. We were going out to take pictures, just him and I, and just maternity pictures, because it was a month before, or a few weeks before, we were supposed to have Liam. So I had no clue at all, and he obviously did, and he already asked my mom and my dad, and so that was that. So we went out, and he proposed at a place. I told him one time, I was like, this would be a really cool place to take pictures and get engaged, and sure enough, he made that come true. So we got engaged where I wanted to get engaged, and it was perfect, and he got the picture, and it was awesome. He captured it wonderfully. Then the new year came and we had this little guy who is very shy. I think he's camera shy. But we had this little guy on January 13th of 2015 and we were over the moon. We were so happy and that he changed everything. He, like after that, the fighting with my parents and Kevin
Mommy.
had gone away. What?